Good morning, students. How are you? Today we will discuss the intermediate first year CGA first paper fundamentals of computers and MS Office. Previous class we should discuss about the primary storage devices. Then in this class we should discuss two secondary storage devices. So the secondary storage device means memory or storage units. Then first, already the previous class I show the chart how to do calculate in the storage devices in computers. So the terms of storage devices is bytes and bits. So the bits is equal to byte to kilobyte, kilobyte to megabyte, megabyte to gigabyte, gigabyte to terabyte, terabyte to petabyte, petabyte to exabyte, exabyte to zettabyte, zettabyte to petabyte. So this is the memory size chart in computer storage capacity. So in this chart they should be used to how to calculate the storage devices of computers. So this is the storage device chart in electronic devices or PCs, laptops, mobiles, whatever that. Then next, types of computer memory. Types of computers memory. Already in previous class we should discuss two primary storage devices. So first of all, the computer storage have two kinds of computer memory. Then first one primary. Then first one primary. Second one secondary memory. Then first one primary memory. Second one secondary memory. Already previous class we should discuss the primary memory or auxiliary memory. So then we should discuss two secondary memory devices. Then secondary storage devices. The secondary memory is also known as an external memory or auxiliary memory. Secondary storage device means the secondary memory is also known as external memory or auxiliary memory. Then primary memory is a non-auxiliary memory. So and primary memory is the internal memory. The secondary memory is storage is external memory or auxiliary memory. So secondary storage device memory is known also as external memory or auxiliary memory. What is the other name of secondary storage means? This external memory or auxiliary memory. So what is the meaning of auxiliary? You are now clear that the operating speed of primary memory or main memory should be as fast as possible to cope with the CPU speed. So what is the main use of secondary storage means? You are now clear that the operating speed of primary memory or main memory should be as fast as possible to cope with the CPU speed. So this is the main use of secondary memory or external or auxiliary memory. So what is the devices of a secondary? That means often the necessary to store in hundreds of millions of bytes data for the CPU process. That means you have the computers only internal memory is very low space. Then you want the external storage devices. So the external storage devices mainly used. The often it is necessary to store in hundreds of millions of bytes of data for the CPU to process. That means they have the hundred of millions of bytes data. Data means nothing but data information to storage on CPU to process. So this is the secondary memory. Therefore, additional memories are required in the all computer systems. So additional memory is required in the all computer systems. The memory is now all called auxiliary memory or secondary storage devices. So you can't use the additional memory in personal computers or computers. The memory is called by auxiliary memory or secondary storage devices. The most widely used in the secondary storage devices, that means the most widely used in secondary storage devices such as magnetic tapes, magnetic disc, and floppy disk, compact disk, and pen drives. So the most widely used in secondary storage devices are magnetic tapes, magnetic disk, and floppy disk, compact disk, and pen drive. So this is a external storage device is one of the most important storage device. to carry the information by one place to another place. So then what is the devices that should be required to carry off information means there's a magnetic tapes, magnetic disc and floppy disk, compact disk and pen drives. Then we will discuss about the device wise. Then first one, the magnetic tape. The magnetic tapes are used for in a large computers like in a mainframe computers where large in volume of data is stored for in a longer time. In PCs also you can use the tapes in the front of caches. The cost of storing data is tapes of inexpensive. The magnetic tapes means the magnetic tapes are used for a large computers like in a mainframe computers where a large volume of data is stored for in a longer time. In a PCs also you can use the tapes in the form of the caches. The cost of storage device is not inexpensive. That means the magnetic tapes are mainly used in a mainframe computers. Then pick of the magnetic tape. So this is the magnetic tape. They had some of the tape rules. So this is the magnetic tape. Then second one, magnetic disc. The magnetic disc used in a computers are made on the same principle. It rotates with a very high speed inside the disk drive. Data are stored on both the surfaces of disk. The magnetic disks are in the most popular direct access storage. What is the need of the magnetic disk means the magnetic disk used in a computer are made on the same principles. It rotates with very high speed inside the disk drive. Data are stored on the both of the surfaces of disk. The magnetic disks are the most popular for direct access to storage. Then the same principles in the magnetic tapes. It's rotated with a very high speed inside the disk drive. Then you should be inside the magnetic disk in the CPU. They have this drive is very high speed. The data are stored on the both surfaces of the disk. The magnetic disks are the most popular for direct access storage. Then second one, next one, the floppy disk. The floppy disk means it is similar to the magnetic disk in the disk is above. It is 3.5 inches diameter. The capacity of a 3.5 inches floppy is 1.44 megabytes. It is in a shorter than in other storage devices and is in a portable. So the first floppy disk is the one of the external storage device which is easy to carry the information. The size in a floppy disk is 3.5 inches. Whatever the storage of floppy disk is 1.44 megabytes. That means 1.44 MB. So this is the floppy disk. So 3.5 inches or 5.14 inches. This is the magnetic. This is the space sector. So this is the floppy disk. Then second one, optical disk. It is the necessity to store a large volume of data that has a lead to the development of an optical disk storage in a medium. Optical disk can be divided into the following categories. Opticals means this means is how used today. The every person that should be used in a USB ports like pen drives, coordinators, whatever. So it's called the optical disk. It is the necessity to store the large volume of data that has lead to the development of an optical disk storage medium. Optical disk can be divided into the following categories. Then first one, the compact disk, the read or read-only memory. You know, the already there should be set simple words is CD. So what is the meaning of CD means? CD is a compact disk. The CD-ROM disks are made of reflective metals. CD-ROM is written during the process on manufacturing the high-power laser beam. So what is the CD means? The CD means as a compact disk. The CD-ROM disks are made for reflective metals. CD-ROMs is written during the process of manufacturing by higher power laser beam. So each disk is approximately 4.5 inches in diameter and can hold around 600 MB of data. As the CD-ROM can be read only, we cannot write or make any changes into the data contained in it. So what is the size of CD means? 4.5 inches. Whatever the storage it should be carried in the CD means 600 MB of the data is carried to the CD. You know every person have the CD already. This is the CD disk. Then second one, the write only read only memory. This is called a ROM. The inconvenience is that we cannot write anything into a CD-ROM. It is avoided in the ROM. A ROM also the user to write the data permanently on the disk. The ROM means the write once read many. The inconvenience of that we cannot write anything to CD-ROM in avoided in the ROM. A ROM also the user to write the data permanently on the disk. ROM is that it can store a set amount of data amounting to the gigabytes in document in your ROM can be accessed very fast. So what is the need of ROM is? The ROM is can store the vast amount of data amount 10 to gigabytes. Any document in ROM can be accessed very fast. What happens is the ROM's capacity will be high. So this is the gigabyte of the storage. The floppy on CD-ROMs they should have carried by the MBs, and that means 1.44 MB and 600 MB. Then ROM means they have carried the GB bytes. Then the access is very fast. This is the need of ROM. Then next one, this is the ROM. That's already show the pic. Then we have used the ROM is some digital cameras and etc. The next one, erasable optical disc. There are optical discs where data can be in a written, erased and rewritten. This also applies for laser beam to write and rewrite the data. Erasable optical discs, there are in optical disc where data can be used there. Then next one, flash drive. So what is the meaning of flash drive? The flash drives have many names, USB keychains, drives. Rich drives of what you call them. They are all refer to them same thing, which is the small data storage device that connection. So flash drives is called by USB drives. That means in floppy pen drives, whatever that. The flash drives have many names, USB keychain drives. Regardless of what you can call them, they all refer to them same thing, which is small data storage devices that need connection. So this is the flash drives. You know, today nowadays every person they have some of the pen drives is called by flash drives. Then write the assignment of in this topic. Then first question, explain the CD-ROM. Explain the CD-ROM. Then next, what is the magnetic tape? What is the magnetic tape? Then essay question of in this topic, explain the secondary memory unit. Explain the secondary memory unit. Students, please write down the remaining assignments on and don't negligent to that to write the primary storage devices and secondary storage devices on your assignment book. So thank you. Stay on, stay to safe.